Welcome to Sigest, your fortnightly serving of digestible science from plant and food research.
Kia ora koutou katoa. Welcome to Sigest. I'm your host, Hilary Island, and today we have another episode in the Science Life for Me series. Today we have the pleasure of speaking with Luna Hasnar, Research Associate in the Plant Pathogens Group. Kia ora, Luna. Welcome to the podcast.
Kia ora, Hilary.
So before we learn about your science journey, can you tell us about your role at Plant and Food Research and a bit about your current research?
Well, I'm currently working as a research associate in epidemiology and disease management team under bioprotection portfolio. So my current role involves few different projects. So the major one is my master's project under B3 Better Border Biosecurity, looking at some pre-border disease which is not in New Zealand and looking the potential damage it can do to the country. And besides, I have got few other roles as a lab manager, health and safety role, and few voluntary role like ECR rep and unacceptable behavior steering group committee as well.
Wow, you seem to be very busy.
A little bit.
I've got a lot going on. So your master's is part-time?
Yes, it is. So it started last year, June, and it will hopefully finish by mid next year.
Okay, well, congratulations and good luck.
Thank you.
So thinking about your current research, what questions are most intriguing to you at the moment?
So from my master's research, what I have found so far is there are so many other diseases that's in the tropical country, and with this climate change and global warming, our horticulture industry is going to be a higher risk of other diseases that's not currently in New Zealand. We need to look up on other possible diseases that might come and impact our natives and horticulture industry. So climate change is a very, very important question here.
Yes, it will have a big influence on many factors that influencing horticulture and other industries, of course, including pests.
Yeah,
pests
it's very
and diseases.
complex because climate change has direct effect on the plant, like apple fruit and fruiting, flowering. It's completely different. Then it has impact on the fungi, and it has impact on the viruses and like insects. So we need to be prepared what is possible scenario and how can we manage it.
It sounds like shaping up a bit of a PhD topic there.
I would love to.
So where did your interest in science begin?
Well, I think I was born with a curious and creative mind. From the early childhood, I wanted to be an engineer. And then I think it got diverted to be a doctor and ended up being a plant doctor instead of a human doctor.
And so how did you then choose what to study at university?
Well, I mentioned that I wanted to be a human doctor, but we have got limited students who can get a scholarship to get a free study. I couldn't secure one for myself, but I got one for plant science to finish my bachelor, which was completely free of cost, including accommodation and everything. So I got a scholarship to finish my plant science degree. Besides, I was really passionate about plants from very childhood. So I had gardens when I was growing up, and even now I have got home garden, indoor plant, outdoor plants. So I think passion for the plant came from the early childhood, and the science was back combined together, put me to this position now. And I love it.
Wow, that's wonderful. So where did you do your bachelor's degree?
It's Bangladesh Agriculture University in Bangladesh.
Bangladesh, okay. Yep. So what was the journey like coming from Bangladesh to New Zealand?
I came here on a partnership-based visit visa in late 2013, and eventually I got a work visa in 2014.
So how did you decide then what to do next after you completed your bachelor's in plant science? Did you go to a science career after that straight away?
No, I didn't. So I started applying for science job only. Initially thought it was easy, but it was not. So I would say English was not my first language, and I don't have previous work experience and a bachelor from overseas altogether, every time, and I don't know, my CV might not have well written at the time, I was applying and I was getting declined. And there was a point I just stopped applying for a science job and I started applying for a few other positions.
Gosh, so how long were you in that period of not being able to pursue that plant science passion?
So I was here with work visa in 2014 and I got this job in Plant and Food early 2016. So I would say 1.5 years.
Okay, good,
Yeah.
good. Not too long then.
Yeah, not too long.
That's
yeah.
good. So how did you get your first job?
So my first job was in Pumpkin Patch, a kids' clothing store.
Oh, right.
And then I worked for a calendar club in Botany Mall.
Okay.
But I think that helped because I had to practice speaking my English and, every time I was talking to a customer, it actually helps me develop my skill. I don't regret it. And then eventually we decided to buy a business in Royal Oak Mall. We had a kebab shop there.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah.
And so how did you move into science?
Well, that's a story there. So one day, one of the PhD students, she was in epidemiology team, like where I'm currently working. So she went to buy a kebab in our shop, and we just had a talk about like what she is doing. Then I had to say like, oh, I had done a plant science degree as well. And she was like, oh, yeah, we might have an opportunity coming. So somebody at the time went for a 6-week leave and they needed somebody to fill up that position for 6 weeks only. And I got a call for an interview. So I came here, had a interview with my current line manager, and then I got a job for 6 weeks. And at the same time, I got accepted from the university as well for my postgrad because I decided to go back to my science. But then since I got a job, I thought I can do the study anytime later, but I should take the job opportunity. So I came here 4 months, casual position, then 1 year fixed term contract, eventually got a permanent role.
Happy ending.
Yeah.
To get back into that plant science passion. Wonderful. So you had a job then at Plant and Food and you're doing a master's, so you must have picked up the postgrad diploma then at some point.
Yes, I did. So 2018, mid-2018, my job became permanent. And then I decided to take one paper every semester. And eventually, over 4 years' time, I finished my postgrad diploma.
Excellent.
It was a journey. Yeah, I couldn't have enough time with my kids and family because I had to use my spare time when I go home to do my study. But yeah, it's finished now.
Well, congratulations. How old are your children?
So one is going to be 4 soon, and another one is 8 years old.
Wow. So, yeah, wow. Tough time to
So,
study.
yes, when I was doing my postgrad, my daughter is born during that time.
Oh, that's commitment. Well done.
Thank you.
So looking back on your career so far, what factors helped and hindered your career progression, do you think?
Well, starting wasn't easy. There are times when I just feel like my CV is not good enough. I had a feeling my people just reject that CV just from the appearance, how it looks like. I had a really big name. My full name is Hasna Hena Khushbu Luna. So I thought maybe that's one of the reasons like people have a feeling of your culture or nationality or anything, like looking at the CV with your name. So I don't know, like, you know that there are people who have an English name and a different country name as well. I felt something similar might be happening to me. I tried to reduce my name, so having my first name as a last name and last name as a first name and only 2 words to simplify it so that name don't come into the factor when somebody is hiring me, because I don't think things rely on their name. It's their quality and how they work. And I had a problem in another case, like in one of the other interview, not in science interview, but I was asked if I'm going to wear my scarf if I get a job. I was really shocked, like in these days, people can have this sort of attitude. But yeah, it happened to me. So everything together pushed me back, and I was really depressed because I felt like I can never go back to where I am, being myself.
They're both very challenging situations to find yourself in. How did it make you feel?
Well, I think I can get away with it because I'm an extrovert. Kind of. I talk to people, and then people understand more about me. But I feel bad for the people who is in a similar situation like me, but cannot express their feeling.
Yes. Yeah, discrimination is a real thing. It's challenging and hard that you and others, many others, go through that. So your name is, when it's shortened down, the order of it is Hasna Luna.
And now it's Luna Hasna.
Luna Hasna,
But-
and of course scientific publications. So that
It's in the other way around.
yeah, and the other way around. Yeah. Another challenging thing, but it sounds like you're processing it.
Yeah,
quite
I think I'm happy with it at the moment, how it is. So, yeah.
Well, it's a beautiful name, the one you've constructed for yourself.
Thank you.
Some women also find that it's quite challenging to balance work with family commitments, if they have a family, that is. Do you find it challenging?
Of course, yes. I have got 2 little ones, I have mentioned earlier. So I was pregnant when I was working here, and I was still doing my study. It's really challenging. Like, there was a time when I did my 7-month test for glucose, hemoglobin, and everything, and every single thing was wrong. And then the doctor called me immediately to come to the GP practice, and they said, you have to have iron because your iron level is so down. Your baby is not getting enough oxygen. So immediately they put 2 bags of iron infusion, and they checked my blood pressure. It was 50/70, and they said, we are not allowing you to drive back home. Ask somebody. And they asked me, did you go to work? I said, yeah, I worked the whole day.
Oh, no.
So I was having that strength in my mind, but inside it's all down. So it's really challenging being a mother, carrying a child, and even going through the post-maternity depression and everything, and still continuing your work. It's not easy. I absolutely salute all these mothers who is having their career and also carrying a child, because these days there are people who decided their career is main and not prioritizing their family. But we need to have focus on both. Like, it's my opinion. People have different opinions. Yeah, it's challenging, but it's possible. And I think now the challenge I face is sometimes I have to go to conferences and field works overnight. And I have 2 kids, taking them out to the school, bringing them back. And I don't have any family like my parents or anybody else in New Zealand. So it's really hard for one person, my husband, to focus on like both of them and his work as well. And his work is not flexible. So I had to minimize where I can go. Sometimes I have to say no to so many other things that I actually cannot manage too many things, especially out of town. And especially going to conferences, like I have to juggle with my work and family and everything to fit what is the best fit for me.
Wow, a lot of juggling.
Yes, it is.
Would your advice to other mothers include being a good juggler?
It's not only like work-life balance. Even within work, you have to juggle to fit your work in.
It sounds like many challenges. What about factors that may have helped?
I have a good support from my family. And I think from the very beginning, they are always pushing me. Even now, like my husband says that if I ever do a PhD, he is going to have a big party.
Aww.
But I don't know, it's a long way.
Oh, that's great to have that encouragement.
He never offered me for my master's because it's coming.
Well, big party soon. Big party soon.
Yeah, I think my family is behind my back, and I got supported from my group as well. They gave me the opportunity to do a master's when I'm doing my work.
Yes, that's good.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. So
And they support you.
yeah, they are supportive. So okay, I'll share another story here. So I went for my exam in Auckland University, and silly me parked in a bus lane. So the bus lane starts at 4 o'clock, and my exam was 2 to 4. So when I paid the money, they didn't have any notification saying that it's bus lane, but there was a sign of bus lane. I had that exam pressure and everything. I completely forgot what's happening. So what I did is I parked, finished my exam, came back, and I saw my car is not there. And then I started thinking like, how I'm going to juggle everything, the juggling came again. So first I rang the company and asked if my car is stolen or it's towed. So confirmed it's towed. Then I have to fix how I'm going to pick up my kid because he was in the daycare, and daycare ends at 5:30. So I rang one of my colleagues here, asked them to pick up my son and bring him to the cafeteria. I went, picked up my car, and by the time I came, it was 6:30. So my colleague come friend, she picked up my son here. And then when I came back, I saw he was painting with different colors and things, what stationery available here.
Oh,
Yeah.
Wow, what a teammate.
Yeah, she's great.
That's awesome. Yeah, it's really important to have a good support network. Even more challenging if you don't have extended family here to help. Well done managing everything so well. So is being a research associate everything you imagined it would be?
Well, I think human mind is very hard to satisfy. I can tell on my behalf, like I am continuously improving myself, and I would like to see a career progression. And at this moment, with my current situation, I love being a research associate, but I think I would like to develop a little bit more.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to do it. So I'm now learning coding.
Oh, good.
Yeah, so, and I'm learning how to do modeling and stuff as well.
Excellent. All really important skills. So how would you summarise your advice then to young people thinking about a career in science?
Well, it's never too late to start. Like if I wouldn't have started my postgrad 4 years ago, I would be still sitting with my bachelor degree. So if you are thinking you're past your stage on your career and you don't want to start anything new, you will always be behind. So it's never too late to start. And once you start, you will always find a way to finish it. So you have to have the courage to start.
And the courage to stick with it as well.
Yeah.
Even if you can't get those jobs at first.
Now the world is moving. Mm-hmm. We cannot only rely on pure science. Like there are things that robot is going to take place, like, working in the laboratory and stuff. In maybe 20 years' time, we will not see as many people doing DNA extraction in the laboratory. There will be like robot taking place. So I think we need to have the knowledge of how to run a robot as well as the background knowledge of science. So I would say a multidisciplinary science would be the advice for future generation. Like it doesn't have to be technology, it can be statistics and science together, or people have mathematics and science, or maybe some people have to run the weather station. They need to have some technical knowledge on how to build things, and they need to have the science background and business part of it as well. So business and science together. So if you go multidisciplinary, your scope is gonna be broadened. If you have only one skill set, it's gonna put you to a very limited career path.
That is excellent advice, and advice you're also following by the looks of your career so far.
It is, yeah. So you can see, like, I have done some courses on biosecurity, and yeah. So I think I would love to go to that path in future. So biosecurity and compliance, which is related to science, but also like very overlapping.
Yes, absolutely. Well, the listeners can't see, of course, but you're wearing a beautiful pair of earrings, which you fashioned. So is art a big part of how you express yourself?
Well, I was doing painting from when I was growing up. But then when I came to New Zealand, I didn't paint for 4 to 5 years. Completely nothing. Because I was feeling this like, kids are messing the house, and I was not feeling the right encouraged to do it. But then I think it really helped to calm myself down. Whenever I'm anxious, I can be in my painting or my creation or anything creative and forget about what's happening with me and all my stress and come back fresh next. Yeah, that's the way of relaxing for me.
Excellent. Nice. Well, you've made a beautiful pair of earrings there, and I'm sure many people would like to buy those if you're thinking about a sideline piece of work to add to your many other roles.
Yeah, people ask me, like, how do I get time to do all these things? I would suggest people, it's very, very important to have a hobby. It helps you calm down from your stressful life. It doesn't have to be art and craft. It can be paint, it can be music, it can be gardening or anything else. But having a passion actually helps you calm down. It's not a stress. People have pets that gives them relax, even though you have to do a lot more work, but it actually helps you to calm down and relax.
So finally, thinking about the future, what are you most looking forward to?
Well, I think in the near future, I would like to finish my master's in next year. And I would like to have 1 or 2 of my own projects in going forward and start developing project management skill. And I'll see it from there.
Nice. Good manageable goals there for you. For the
I
future.
think,
Yep.
If I look back, 10 years ago, I didn't imagine myself here. And I don't know what I am imagining myself in after 10 years, because things can change a lot. So having a vision is good, but I think I take a couple of years goal, shape it and try to achieve it, like achievable goal.
Yes.
And then do it.
Great advice. More excellent advice.
Thank you.
Well, thank you so much, Luna. It's been a complete pleasure speaking with you today. Thanks for sharing your story, giving your time, and we really look forward to hearing more about your science in future episodes.
Oh, thanks for your time, Hilary, as well.
And thank you out there for listening. If you'd like to know more about the topics covered on SciGest, check out the episode pages on the Plant and Food Research website. Please also feel free to subscribe to the SciGest channel and rate and review each episode. Why not give it 5 stars? Thank you, and mā te wā.